Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the promo pictures for Episode 6, Season 2 of House of the Dragon. But before that, remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. The first photo we see is of Aemond holding up the King's Ball at the Small Council meeting. Each member of the Small Council gets these balls. They all put them in the little plate trays when the meeting begins, signifying, hey, it's time to get to work. The reason why this is important is because the next photo, we see Aemond visiting his brother Aegon and he is giving him this ball. Aegon is awake now, as you can see, so Aemond is probably telling Aegon, like, hey, this ball, it's yours, brother. You are the king after all. But with you being so horribly injured, I will speak on your behalf at the meetings since I am Prince Regent now. So Prince Regent means you are temporarily in charge until the actual ruler comes back from their injury or hiatus. Obviously, Aemond hopes Aegon never recovers and dies here, so then he becomes king. From the Episode 6 preview trailer, we see when Aemond hands him the ball, he presses it on Aegon's burns, causing him great pain. So I expect there to be a level of fake sincerity coming from Aemond in this scene. There will be a lot of little jabs covered in niceties. Both knowing Aemond is just doing this to torture Aegon even more. We see that Aegon passes out here, or perhaps he just closes his eyes. Aegon was badly injured, so he's going to be sleeping for a lot of the rest of the season. Aemond kisses Aegon on the forehead before leaving. Aemond's such a nice brother. The next stills we see are of Alice Rivers and Daemon, speaking to one another in front of the Weirwood tree at Harrenhal. So hopefully this is the last we see of the Harrenhal visions. I think most people are sick of it, especially after we saw that weird mother sex scene between Daemon and his mother. But from the preview trailer for Episode 6, we know Daemon has at least one more vision where he is in the throne room. I would assume Viserys, his brother, will be the center of it, because this whole thing deals with his brother replacing him as heir, and jealousy of Viserys. He coveted his brother's crown. So I'm expecting there to be a heart-to-heart moment there with his brother, or maybe get some kind of closure. What he is speaking to Alice about is hard to say. He looks a little scared, a little sad, and a little mad. He is grabbing the pommel of his sword, so maybe he's about to F around and find out. Last episode, she made a random comment to Daemon about him not knowing his mother, which was right after the weird sex scene with her. So Daemon knows that she at least knows what is happening to him. Is she the one causing it? It's hard to say. It could be the curse of Harrenhal causing the visions. Alice told him his bed was made of a weirwood tree, so that could be causing the visions as well. Or she is drugging him. She does have access to his food. Maybe she is behind the visions. Many people believe her to be a woods witch, so it wouldn't be out of the question. Either way, Daemon wants answers to why these visions are happening. And since Alice seems to know about them, he is hoping she could answer his questions, or perhaps help him understand the deeper meaning behind the visions. Alice sees visions herself in the flames or in a stormy cloud. She is familiar with interpreting meanings from these kinds of things. In the next set of photos, we see Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra is holding a sword here. Last episode, we saw Rhaenyra reading a book about Visenya. Visenya was one of the sister wives of Aegon the Conqueror. Visenya was a great warrior. She rode Vhagar, and she wielded the Valyrian steel sword known as Dark Sister, the one Daemon possesses now. Rhaenyra has grown frustrated on Dragonstone. No one is allowing her to fight in this war, and it's making her very upset, especially because she is sending others to fight for her, like Rhaenys for instance. Rhaenyra feels like she is not doing her part. Because she admitted to this as much to Mysaria last episode, she doesn't really know how to do war. Viserys never told her about wartime strategies and that stuff. So her small council kind of ignores her when they are making battle plans. So she wants to do her part, and after reading about Visenya, you could say she was inspired. Obviously, she's not going to tell anyone about her doing this, because everyone would object. They would say she is too important, that if she dies, all of this would be for nothing. But she wants to help, to do something, maybe scout the lay of the land. She's not going to do anything crazy by any means, like go to King's Landing and challenge Vhagar to a 1v1. Just some patrols, I think. The next photo we see is of Larys Strong speaking with Aegon. From a note to the cast and crew from a behind-the-scenes video, we know Larys tells Aegon, "You have already written yourself into legend. You survived Dragonfire. So Larys is doing this for a couple of reasons. Aegon was badly hurt and he wants to make the king feel better to improve his morale. But another reason is because of Aemond. It is in the best interest for Larys if Aegon gets better. In the small council meeting when Aemond gets named as regent, he asks Larys how he could trust a man who would let the jewel of the Riverlands be plucked away from them. So Larys was the Lord of Harrenhal, and Daemon easily just took it, without any resistance. Larys doesn't give Aemond a response to this question, so Aemond is questioning his loyalty. Like, is Larys playing a different game than the rest of them? Aemond is a lot more clever than Aegon. He will not easily be influenced as his brother was. If you rewatch the last 5 episodes of House of the Dragon, whenever Aegon and Larys speak, Aegon would listen to Larys. Larys told him how Viserys, his father, was pliable, that people could convince him of decisions, that he thought Aegon would want to look different since they were in wartime now. Aegon asked him how he would do that. Larys says that Otto was your father's hand. Then an episode later, Otto is out as Hand of the King. In episode 3, Aegon was about to fly out and meet with Sir Criston Cole as he marched on the Crownlands. But Larys told him how the small folk were saying how the small council outwitted him, to fly to war so Alicent could rule as regent with Aemond by her side. Aegon then decides not to fly out, until Alicent was being mean to him in episode 4 and he thought he had to prove a point, and then he went to Rook's Rest, which didn't end well. Anyways, when Larys speaks, Aegon listens. Aemond will not. So if Larys has some kind of master plan in the works, he needs Aegon to recover. So he once again has the ruler's ear he can whisper into. In the next still, we see Alicent speaking with Aemond. From the preview trailer for episode 6, we know Alicent asks Aemond, have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged? So she knows that Aemond was the one who attacked Aegon, but from the dialogue it sounds like Aemond has another scheme he has planned. But on who? So the 3 people from his childhood who would bully him were Aegon, Lucerys, and Jacaerys. Aegon is badly burnt, Lucerys is dead, and all that leaves is Jacaerys. So I would assume his plan must involve getting Jacaerys out in the open so he could take out his final bully. But that doesn't sound like Aemond. Every encounter he has had, from Lucerys to Aegon, have been random. It was just a coincidence. Now he acted on it, but it wasn't some grand scheme. And Aemond is too smart to be that petty, and have some grand plan centered around killing Jacaerys. Like, if it happens, it happens. So if Alicent is just saying this because Aemond is continuing the war, that's kinda dumb. They're at war, what is he supposed to do, just stop? I'm very curious of the context of this scene. In the next scene, we see Corlys Velaryon and Alan of Hall speaking with one another. So in episode 4, Rhaenys has confirmed that this is Corlys' bastard son, and she was mad at Corlys for not honoring him. Alan was the one who saved his life. Corlys last episode tried making Baela the heir to Driftmark because it was what Rhaenys wanted. She wanted somebody of Velaryon blood to take over because Joffrey Velaryon isn't a true Velaryon, he's a strong. Baela declined Corlys' request, saying she is of fire and blood, not salt and sea. Also last episode, Rhaenyra has requested Corlys to be her hand. So I think what's going to happen here is Corlys will accept the duties of Hand of the Queen if Rhaenyra legitimizes Alan and makes him the heir to Driftmark. Then Corlys would have at least done what Rhaenys wanted him to do, which was make sure Driftmark would pass to someone of his blood. We get a few more quick shots here. We see Rhaena and Joffrey at the Vale. Rhaena looks a little scared, so something could be going down at the Vale. We see Alicent and Helaena praying at the Sept. We know right after this is the riots at King's Landing, so that'll be exciting. We see Rhaenyra and Mysaria speaking with one another. Mysaria was likely behind the riots in some capacity, spreading rumors to get these small folk riled up. We see Alicent speaking with her brother Gwaine Hightower. Gwaine and Criston will be going on the march again, so they are saying farewell to each other. And that is it for the stills. What did you think of them? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want more House of the Dragon content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below. And as always, have an awesome day.